Welcome to our lesson on word problems involving time. Let's look at how to begin. The first step is to read through the word problem one time so that you know what the entire problem says. Next, read through the word problem a second time and slow down while reading it. Take your time. After this, you need to identify what is being asked, what you already know, and what you need to know. The next step is to solve the problem. And finally, reread the problem to make sure you really answered what was being asked. All right, let's practice. Tom started his homework at 5:45 p.m. and finished it at 7:15 p.m. How long did it take him to finish his homework? All right, let's start with what we know. His homework started at 5:45 p.m. And so we need to figure out how much time went by to 7:15 p.m. Okay? So if I have 5:45 and I add 1 hour to it, that 1 hour gives us, now we're at 6:45. So we know 1 hour has gone by. And then I'm going to add 15-minute intervals from here. So 6:45 plus 15 minutes would get us to 7 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock plus another 15 minutes will get us to 7:15. So I have to add 1 hour, and then I had 2 15 minutes. 15 plus 15 equals 30. So 1.5 hours went by. All right, let's look at another one. Karen worked in her garden for 4 hours. Susie worked in her garden for 245 minutes. Who worked in the garden the longest? Okay, let's start with what we know. Karen worked for 4 hours. Put a K for Karen. Susie worked for 245 minutes. This problem will require a conversion. So this is 245 minutes. Okay. I know that there are 60 minutes in an hour. So the easiest conversion would be to multiply 4 hours times 60. 4 times 0 equals 0. 4 times 6 equals 24. So Karen worked for 240 minutes. So the question asked, who worked in the garden the longest? And the answer would be Susie. She worked for 245 minutes. All right, now you try one. It takes 34 minutes for Lauren to walk around her neighborhood. If she starts walking at 7:16 p.m., what time would she finish walking? Once again, we'll start with what we know. It takes her 34 minutes to walk around the block, and she's going to start at 7:16 p.m. All right, so I'm just going to add 34 minutes to 7:16. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Write down my 0, carry my 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Plus 3 equals 5. And then 7 plus 0 equals 7. So she would finish walking at 7:50 p.m. All right, let's try one more problem. Tyler read his book for 2 1/4 hours Monday and 2 1/4 hours Tuesday. How many hours did he read his book in all? Well, starting with what we know, Monday he read it for 2 1/4 hours. And Tuesday he read it for 2 1/4 hours. When the problem says how much did he read in all, that lets me know I'm going to be using addition here. And I'm going to start by adding my fractions. I add the numerators first. 1 plus 1 equals 2. My denominator stays the same. To simplify this, I could also write 1/2. And then I add my whole numbers. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So he read for 4.5 hours in all. This concludes our lesson on word problems involving time.